Other questions? Great. Seeing none.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator. Committee, we're pushing up against a hard deadline because we have the Lincoln Day presentation, and there's time commitments, third parties involved in that. We've gone through about a third of those who have signed up to testify, and that includes both for and against, representing citizens as well as organizations. But we are really at a point where the committee needs to take action if we're going to do that. And so at this point, I would just open it up to the committee for its consideration of this.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Work.
Mr. Chairman, I've actually learned a lot from testimony today. And Mr. Chairman, if I had my druthers, and I would hope the committee might feel the same way, I would like to be able to continue testimony. I truly believe that there's a lot of valuable information to come from both sides, and would be hesitant to try and make a decision today without being able to afford people that opportunity to testify.
Thank you, Senator. It's a
Mr. Chairman.
valid concern. Senator Fulcher.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I understand the comments of my colleague, Senator Work, and understand that this could probably go on for some time. Yeah, and I, too, have learned a lot today. And so to that end, I'd like to thank those who came to testify today and to give us that feedback, and for those who cared enough to be part of this. And for those who did not get the opportunity to communicate, just perhaps a word of encouragement that I, for one, would still like to hear from you, regardless of the vote today, and should it transpire for that matter. I still want that feedback. But, Mr. Chairman, as I hear the testimony and try to process what we're contemplating here, the overriding issue for me is that the non-law-abiding citizens really just don't care. The restraints that we have only impact those who are the law-abiding citizens. And Mr. Chairman, I don't know that this bill or any other bill is perfect, but I think we're better off with it if it were in place than the way it is. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to make a motion. I move that we send Senate Bill 1254 to the floor that do pass.
Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion by Senator Fulcher, second by Senator Sidaway. Discussion, and Senator Stinnett.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We haven't had the opportunity to hear from all our universities who are present, which I think is important, and we have law enforcement here. I think that it's unfair to not have all the folks who've come distances to speak, to have their opportunity before this vote, and I just think that we're being awfully hasty by running a vote through today.
Thank you. Senator Work.
Oh, Mr. Chairman, I don't know how to do this. I feel the same way. I feel like cutting off debate at this moment in time. I just think it's hasty. Mr. Chairman, I would look to you for guidance. I could certainly move that the bill be held in committee till the call of the chair, and you could certainly call it back anytime you want, so we could hear more testimony.
Yeah, well, and then I think procedurally that would be the halfway, because we do have a motion on already and a second. So if that is a motion,
Mr. Chairman, then I would move that Senate Bill 1254 be held in committee at the call of the chair. So
okay, and second. So the motion by Senator Work, second by Senator Stinnett. So is there discussion on the substitute motion?
Well, Mr. Chairman, just to reiterate, the University of Idaho hasn't even had a chance to to speak to the motion. My chief of police from Boise hasn't had a chance to speak, to the bill. I believe that we owe the public a robust hearing, and we're under time constraints, and I think that making this decision now really cuts off the opportunity for the public to have the kind of robust debate that they wish to have, and would hope that the committee would support that idea, whether we go now or 2 days from now or into the beginning of next week. I don't think that's going to hurt the bill's chances one way or the other.
Great, thank you. Senator Lodge?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just need some more time because of the issues that have been brought up about how much the enhanced security is going to cost the universities. And living in Canyon County and seeing my college president there, and some of the issues he brought up about the added cost because of the buildings where CWI is located, I really need some more information on where they're coming up with those costs. And I'm also would like more information on, I think it's kind of confusing in situations where colleges have various locations of where they can carry and where they can't. And people might not understand they couldn't carry in a location where there was a K-12 school. I am a supporter of Second Amendment rights. I really need some more information on this fiscal note. And I would like to have maybe the college presidents be able to give us some more information on what they think those costs might be.
Great, thank you. Other discussion on the substitute motion? Senator Hill.
Mr. Chairman, just a question for you. Would it be your intent then, if this motion were to pass, that we would just continue testimony at our next meeting?
If it did, we would, although I would say that for the number of people who've signed up and who would sign up in the future, if we continued it to hear everyone, it would be 3 or 4 meetings.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, other discussion on the substitute motion? Then Secretary will call the roll on the substitute motion to hold in committee, subject to call the chair. Start with me.
Senator McKenzie?
No.
Senator Davis? No. Senator Fulcher?
No.
Senator Hill? No. Senator Winder?
No.
Senator Lodge? No. Senator Sidaway?
No.
Senator Stinnett? Aye. Senator Work?
Aye. So motion fails. So we have the original motion to send to the floor with a do pass recommendation. Is there discussion on that motion? Senator Hill.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chairman. This isn't an easy vote for me. I know most people in this room, this is what my grandkids call a no-brainer, whichever side you're on. If it really were a no-brainer, we wouldn't have so many good people here on opposite sides of the issue. I'm not convinced that this bill will always make it safer on our campuses. Depends on the circumstances. It depends on the situation. We've heard scenarios where it will make people safer. We've heard scenarios where it will make people less safe. If we don't recognize those things, then we haven't been listening to one another. So, it kind of comes down, do we sacrifice the safety of some for the safety of others? And, so what's the tiebreaker for me? And I guess the tiebreaker for me is when I took my oath of office, I raised my hand to the square, my arm to the square. And I swore to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I love the Second Amendment. I'm grateful for it. When I went to the Statue of Liberty, there was and I know we don't have time for this, Mr. Chairman, but I have the floor. When you go on the Statue of Liberty, not when you get up the top, but as you're going up the stairs down in the pedestal part of the Statue of Liberty, there's a plaque there And on the plaque is inscribed the words of, I think they're actually the modified words of Benjamin Franklin. But I wrote them down, and it says, "They that give up essential liberty to obtain a little safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." And I'll be supporting the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Other discussion? Senator Work.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I lament that we are cutting off the opportunities here, but I have issues on both sides. I also am a supporter of Second Amendment rights and kind of feel like what we're doing here is codifying limitations on people's Second Amendment rights, which doesn't feel like something I wish to support. I also really feel strongly that the end game here is allowing our campuses to be completely weaponized. And that would include fraternities and sororities that are located on campus. And I know that U of I know, has fraternities and sororities that are actually located on the campus itself. So that would mean that weapons would be at those fraternities and at those sororities. And I have questions about whether or not this bill would, with fraternities and sororities being located actually on the campus itself, whether or not there would be restrictions or not be restrictions, because there are issues with private ownership of that. And Mr. Chairman, once again, I do not in any way, shape, or form believe that the costs associated with the fiscal note on this legislation are in any way, shape, or form accurate. I had not even considered the issues that CWI brought up, which we haven't had a chance to talk about, which is a diffuse campus, basically a campus that's located all over the place. And how does a campus deal with that? And Mr. Chairman, finally, I still have no resolution on whether or not we're exempting the campuses from basically gross negligence in terms of indemnifying them from lawsuits, from civil damages. And I don't want to put any parent in a position where a university or an institution could act with gross negligence and then make it so that they could not seek remedy in a state court for that gross negligence. So because of all those considerations and my support of the Second Amendment, I will be voting no on the motion.
Great, thank you. Other discussion? Seeing none, the Secretary will call the roll on the original motion to send Senate Bill 1254 to the floor with a due pass recommendation.
Senator McKenzie?
Aye.
Senator Davis? Senator Fulcher?
Aye.
Senator Hill? Aye. Senator Winder? Aye. Senator Lodge?
Aye.
Senator Sidway?
Aye.
Senator Stinnett? No. Senator Work?
No.
Motion carries. Committee, that is our business for today. We are adjourned.